Here's something I don't talk about very often, but that probably needs a little more attention. Selling with integrity. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. I was a sales leader for a SaaS company, and one day a prospect landed in my voicemail. This had never happened before. In fact, I wasn't even sure how to access my voicemail, but as it turns out, I was holding a sales meeting, and when every single sales rep is away from their phone, things land in my voicemail. So I played the voicemail. It happened to be a local business owner, and he wanted to talk about our product to see if it could help him. Well, I wanted to make sure I gave it to the right rep, so I did a little research to see more about his company and him in particular. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to work on my discovery skills today, so I'll call him back and see what's going on. So I got him on the phone and told him I'd gotten his voicemail and asked him a little bit about why he thought we might be able to help him. So he told me about his customer success team and what was going on there and some of the problems that they were having. I asked a bunch of questions because I really was curious, and in fact, I hadn't even heard of the company that was right in my backyard. As it turns out, I thought, I'm not really sure you're ready for us yet. And so I told him that. I said, listen, there are other products out there that are a little cheaper and maybe not as robust as we are that you should probably start with. And when your team gets to be 8 or 9 customer success reps, give me a call back and then we'll talk further and I'll make sure you get a demo of our product. We hung up, parted ways as friends, and that was the end of it. Or so I thought. It was about 8 or 9 months later, and a message landed in my LinkedIn inbox from a guy I didn't really know. Said he wanted to talk to me a little bit about his current sales team and thought maybe I could help him. Well, this came in over the weekend, so I kind of put it to the side and forgot about it until Monday morning. And then on Monday, I looked him up, I did a little research. His name didn't sound familiar, the company didn't sound familiar. So I messaged him back on LinkedIn and set up a call. When we got on the phone, I admittedly said to him, I'm sorry, you seem to kind of know who I am, but I don't know who you are. And he said, oh, we've talked before. Now I'm really embarrassed. And I said, can you refresh my memory? And then he started talking about our phone call that we'd had and how he'd left a voicemail for me at my previous company. Oh, you're that guy. Well, he was very easy to remember. This is the one and only time a prospect had left a voicemail for me at my previous company. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm just kind of surprised that you remembered me and had been keeping up with my journey. And now he knew I was a consultant and everything. He said, you know what? You made a really big impression on me. I said, I did? He's like, yeah, no one's ever refused to sell me anything before. I was like, oh, yeah, that was me. I did do that. But you know what? That's why he tracked me down. He knew I was consulting. He knew I'd left that previous company. And he wanted to work with me because he thought my integrity was high. I had actually sold with integrity. In fact, I hadn't sold anything. I had actually refused to sell him. But I put my value system first. I truly didn't believe he was ready for our product. We had a very expensive product, $100,000 or more. And I just didn't think he needed to spend that kind of money to solve the problem that he currently had. And I had told him so. Well, guess what? He brought me into the company. His sales team was a mess, and they did need my help. So did their customer success team and their customer service team. I spent the better part of the next year with that company helping them out. They were one of my largest clients, actually. They were the largest client at the time. And all because I had done the right thing. Here's the Christyism for that. Do the right thing and the right things will happen. Ever since that day, I've made a very conscious decision to make sure that I sold with integrity. So really early in my career, I had an opportunity to see character, value, and integrity in play, and not in such a good way. I worked for a family-owned company, and I ran a commission department at a department store. And we were really close. All of the women in that department, well, we knew everything about each other. And one of my employees, she happened to have a daughter dying of cancer. And it was really hard time for all of us, but particularly hard for my employee. And over the summer, that employee's daughter did end up dying of cancer. And she was going to need some time off. She actually was running a particular department within the commissioned area, and so we were going to need some coverage for her. I went up to the assistant store manager at the time. The store manager happened to be out on vacation herself. and asked him how we were going to cover her while she was gone. And you know what he said to me? He said to me she got 3 days bereavement leave and that he expected her to be back on day 4. I was shocked. Actually, I was in tears. I was really upset. And I had just come from corporate. We did a little week-long training, and I had some friends, I thought, up in the corporate office. And so maybe this wasn't the right thing to do, but it felt right at the time. But I placed a call to corporate and just to get some advice about how to handle it. And corporate was shocked. That really wasn't the type of environment that they wanted to run. And so I said I would rather handle it myself. So they gave me some advice, and I took 24 hours and then went back at the assistant store manager to try again. But this time I took a more empathetic and different approach. And I told him that I was really disappointed in the answer he'd given me, and that I just thought it wasn't the kind of answer that a company like ours would give in that particular circumstance. I mean, we're talking about not just a death in the family, we're talking about the loss of a child. I'll be honest with you, that really stayed with me for a long time. And it really caused me to rethink if I wanted to be an employee at that company. And it wasn't long after that that I actually left. The assistant store manager came around and saw it my way. But I gotta tell you, it was super disagreeable that he would need to be convinced to do the right thing. And I think over time, I saw that maybe his career didn't go as far as I thought it should go. And I kind of think to myself, I wonder if that's because he doesn't always do the right things when the right things are definitely right in front of him and are presented to him. So again, I don't talk a lot about selling with integrity, but I think in the example I just gave you, it was bigger than just selling with integrity. It was just about having integrity and being a good person with good values and a high character. The right thing to always do, I think we all really know what that is in our heart. And so again, the Christyism is do the right things and the right things will happen. If you like this tip, I've got lots of others and a blog post. So sign up for my newsletter on my website. Until next time, have a great day.